Hey everyone, you're watching WisdomShots. If someone asked you to describe your looks, what would you say? Dove Company did a campaign a couple of years back. It's called the Real Beauty Sketch. Very interesting and powerful experiment. So this is what they did. They hired a FBI trained forensic artist, one of the topmost guy who is good at drawing sketches based on descriptions. You must have seen movies, right? People who draw criminals based on personal descriptions, someone like that. And they got a group of women to one place and asked them to socialize. They asked each one to be extra friendly with one person and asked them to notice that person in detail. In the first round, the artist asked a lot of questions about them, their facial features, their own perception of how they looked, etc. And in the second round, they were asked to describe the other person, their new friend in detail. And the artist drew portraits based on their descriptions. Let us watch what happened.
First of all, tell me about your hair.
Brown, long, I guess a little bit past my shoulders.
Your jaw.
My mom told me I had a big jaw.
Tell me about your chin.
I guess I haven't really compared it to anyone else's chin, but especially when I smile, I just feel like it kind of protrudes a little bit.
What would be your most prominent feature?
I kind of have a fat, rounder face.
The older I've gotten, the more freckles I've gotten.
I'm 40, so I'm starting to get a little bit of the crow's feet thing going on.
Once I get a sketch, I say thank you very much, and then they leave. I don't see them.
I still didn't know. All I had been told before the sketch was to get friendly with this other woman, Chloe.
Today I'm gonna ask you some questions about a person you met earlier, and I'm gonna ask you some general questions about their face.
She was thin, so you could see her cheekbones. And her chin was a nice, thin chin.
The nose, what is that like?
Short.
Short.
Yeah, cute nose.
Her face was fairly thin.
So here we are. So this is your self-described image? And then somebody else described you and I did this sketch.
I have this whole thing about having dark circles and crow's feet around my eyes, and that was not part of the sketch at all that the stranger did. The stranger's was a little more gentle.
It's pretty different. Which is very strange.
In all cases, the stranger's description was better than their own perception. This is a classic experiment on how we see ourselves and how others see us. Sometimes we fail to see our beauty. We are our worst critic, and the focus is always on what's wrong. The problem is we are so bombarded by unattainable standards of beauty in magazines, TV, advertisement, social media, etc., that we undervalue the true beauty in ourselves. Our perception of ourselves is actually far less positive than it should be. And this affects our self-esteem, our relationships, our confidence level, the choices we make, and most importantly, our happiness level and how we feel about ourselves. It kind of impacts everything. We should be grateful for our natural beauty. Don't be harsh on yourself. At the end of the day, we are God's beautiful creation. And beauty is everywhere and in everyone. Everyone is beautiful in their own way. This experiment was on external beauty, but we have similar standards for our behavior as well. Poor self-esteem, self-criticism, etc. are result of focusing too much on what's wrong with us and comparing us with others. When you love yourself, you'll be easier on yourself. You won't beat yourself up so much, and will keep things in perspective. When you love yourself, you don't need to constantly look to others for validation. The two worst beliefs we can have about ourselves are, number one, I'm not good enough. And number two, I'm not loved enough. Appreciate all we have. Love yourself the way you are. Don't expect others to love you if you don't love yourself. You are more beautiful than you think. Thank you so much for watching. Stay beautiful, stay strong.